First name is Steven. Last name is Shabloski, S-H-E. He is in boy, L-O-S-K-I. I'm a lieutenant with the San Diego Police Department Homicide Unit.
Okay, what do we got here?
So tonight, a little bit after about 10:45 p.m., officers from Central Division responded to a radio call from a citizen reporting that he had found his roommate deceased in their apartment here at 699 14th Street. Officers were dispatched virtually immediately, arrived within minutes. Upon arriving, they went to check the welfare of the apartment. They ended up finding a male who had been suffering from multiple stab wounds to his upper body. Officers immediately began to work that investigation as a homicide. At this time, the male, we believe we have him identified, but we're still firming on that. The victim appears to be a 38-year-old white male that lives here. While officers were here investigating this incident, they were flagged down by a female living at the apartment complex. That female reported that her boyfriend was acting strange and acting violent. Officers ultimately checked the welfare on this female who had flagged them down. The male that is with her, the female's boyfriend was detained by officers based on some physical evidence that the officers noted and observations they saw of this particular male. We're working around to determine if this male was involved in this particular homicide. That male has been detained and he's been transported to a local hospital for treatments for some injuries. After that, he is going to be transported to the San Diego Police Department headquarters. We're going to further evaluate and determine if this particular neighbor had any involvement in the death of the male at this particular scene.
And the male that is deceased, are you able to tell us if it's a shooting death or stabbing death or anything other than
the male suffering from multiple stab wounds to his upper body. He appears to be a white male, approximately 38 years old is what we believe, and the male is a resident at this particular apartment complex.
Gotcha. Does it look like it happened out here? I see some evidence.
No, it's contained within the apartment is the actual homicide scene. What you're seeing out here, some of the just extra disturbance was the female was using some items from within her apartment to flag down officers who were checking the homicide scene to report that her boyfriend had been she had thrown items down to get the officers' attention.
Gotcha.
And then reported that her boyfriend was acting strange and violent. When officers ended up checking the welfare on her at her apartment, they noticed things on this male's body and some of the injuries he had that indicate he might be related to the homicide. So at this point, we're certainly investigating that as such.
All right. You good?
Anything else?
No, I would say just at this point, 14th Street and this particular apartment complex is going to be blocked off for several hours while the homicide detective processes the scene. Okay. And the only thing I'd like to add is if anyone has any information regarding this, is to call the San Diego Police Department Homicide Unit, 619-531-2293, or Crime Stoppers.
Okay. And there was some evacuations as police were surrounding the apartment with unknown sort of deaths.
Yeah, so we have a female that's throwing items out of her apartment, reporting that her boyfriend's acting violent and strange. We have a homicide scene, so in the abundance of caution, officers did have to check on some certain residents here. At this point, apartments and residents that live within the building are not in any danger that we can tell, so it's kind of calmed down since then.
And can the residents come and go?
Yeah, anybody that lives here can just contact one of the officers here. We'll guide them in and out. Our particular scene is confined to one of the apartments, but there is items of evidence that indicate this particular assault and the assailant might have left the apartment at some point, so we're just processing that scene for evidence.
Awesome.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
For over 25 years, we've represented thousands of people involved in car and motorcycle accidents, and we've recovered millions. We hope you never need us, but if you do, remember the number. It's easy. 619-333-3333. God bless.